I'm watching the college football games this past weekend and I'm watching the Colorado game, and I just can't help but think, is Travis Hunter about to pull off the unthinkable, the impossible, something that's never been done before?
We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking out. His street, what to talk about. See the big H when I'm walking out. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm sitting here this past weekend just watching college football and can't help but think to myself, how do you not like college football? How do you have such disdain against college football when every week it delivers great games and great matchups? So, welcome to the Athletes Forum podcast. I'm your host Jamal Clay. Thank you all for tuning in. What's up to the locker room? Drop a comment. You know how we do this. Let's talk it out. And I got a good one for you today, and definitely excited to bring it to your attention. I'm wearing my Florida Gators hat today because I had to remind myself that there was a point in time where, as a Florida Gators fan, we did have success. All right, we did have success. We won a couple national championships. We had a great era, and I just had to remind myself because this year is rough, and it's been a while. I don't know when we'll get back to that point. I'm sure Billy Donovan's probably gonna be on the way out, but that's a story for a different day. Today is about Travis Hunter. Today is about someone who has a chance to pull off the unthinkable, the impossible, something that's really never been done before in the history of the sport, especially someone that plays the positions that he plays. But when you think about where he plays, how he affects the game, and the potential, are we about to see the first time ever something that's never been done? What I'm going to call the athlete triple crown. Is Travis Hunter about to win the Jim Thorpe, the Bolitnikov, and the Heisman in the same year? Although it's early, there's a lot to happen, and there's still some things that need to take place. He's projected to go and accomplish, those things. It's definitely an exciting time, something that we should definitely appreciate in college football. College football is about the big moments, the big games, the pageantry, the history, within the game. So I'm definitely excited to see how this plays out, with and for Travis Hunter. Now, those who don't know, Travis Hunter was the number one high school recruit as a defensive back, but he's so skilled that Deion allows him to play offense and plays receiver. And he's someone that's been dominating the game from both positions this far. Now, is it possible he could win the Bolitnikov Award, which is given to the nation's, top wide receiver in college football? When you think about the Bolitnikov, you think about the Marvin Harrison Juniors. Uh, you think about the Jamar Chase of the world, the Jerry Judys of the world, the Randy Mosses, the Larry Fitzgeralds, the Calvin Johnsons of the world. All right, when you think about the Bolitnikov, when you think about like something like the Jim Thorpe Award, which is given to the nation's best DB, you think about the Minka Fitzpatricks, the Patrick Petersons, the Eric Berrys, the Charles Woodsons, the Deion Sanders of the world, right? Is it possible we could see that? Is it possible we could see that from Travis? He's on the right trajectory for it, right? And then obviously the Heisman. I think if he's able to accomplish these things, he could definitely take the Heisman and he'd be the first defensive player to do it since Charles Woodson, who won it in 1997. Let me just throw some stats at you real quick. So the first and last defensive player to ever win the Heisman is Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson, defensive back, played for Michigan, won it in 1997. Also, great punt returner. No defensive player has won it since. The closest defensive players to that were Manti Te'o, Aiden Hutchinson, and Ndamukong Suh. All right, we haven't seen anybody since, at least from the defensive side, touch that close to winning the Heisman. When you think about from the receiving part of it, which is something that Travis does, you think about Tim. There's only been 3 receivers that have won the Heisman. You think about Tim Brown, 1987, Desmond Howard, 1991, most recently Devontae Smith, wide receiver for the Eagles, 2020, right? So this award is given to primarily, obviously offensive players, heavily more on the quarterback side of things, but other athletes have won it too. It's been awarded 86 times to 85 contestants. The only 2-time Heisman winner was Archie Griffin back in I believe it's 74 and 75. Now, we're not talking 2 times here, but that just goes to show you that, this is a prestigious award and not a lot of opportunities are given to the defensive players. And the fact that Charles Woodson won it so long ago, and now we have someone who is, knocking on the door to the Heisman house, it's great to see that Travis is up there. Travis, when you look at Travis in the first 3 games, from a receiver perspective, he has 30 catches, 342 yards, 5 touchdowns. Defensively, only 11 tackles with 1 interceptions. But I think defensively, when you look at those stats, one thing to point out is he's only been targeted 8 times in 3 games. All right. So teams are obviously throwing away from him, which limits his possessions. But when he gets those opportunities, he's capitalizing on them. Right. And that's what you need. In order to win the Heisman, you need a couple things. Obviously, you need to produce. You need big moments. So those big games and those big opportunities to come, and you need to make those plays when they come. As I'm going to take a page out of Deion, you need to dominate. And that's something Travis has been doing. If he can stay healthy, he's definitely going to put some pressure on Heisman voters to consider him heavily. And if he doesn't win, I don't know who does. When you look at Colorado's schedule, he has about 3 big games left. All right. He's got Kansas State, who's currently ranked 13. The following week, he has Arizona, who has a potential first-round wide receiver in McMillan. Then to end the season, you have Oklahoma State. Utah, they're a good team, but he's not really going to get a lot of defensive opportunities, at least for a team going against Utah, because they're primarily a run-heavy offense. Obviously, at this rate, he's averaging 100-plus receiving each game. So, you just think if he keeps that going, he's going to get his opportunities. Shedor's going to throw him the ball. Deion's going to make sure he gets those opportunities. He has a chance. He's in, and believe it or not, the marketing is there for Colorado. I'm a Florida Gators fan. We suck, and I'm sitting here talking to you about Travis Hunter because I have an interest in Colorado. Imagine how many other people have the same interest, whether they want to see them lose or they want to see them win, or they just want to watch Shedeur and Travis ball. So it's definitely an exciting time. But locker room, here's the question for you. Will Travis Hunter pull off the athlete triple crown? Biletnikoff, Jim Thorpe, Heisman. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. It's something to think about, something to talk about. I'm excited to get you guys' opinion. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Is Travis Hunter about to be the first to do the unthinkable, the impossible, and something that's never been done and pull off the athlete triple crown?